Ahoy, crypto pirates. Welcome to your Discourse Syndicate Captain RG3, steering the ship for you one last time on a Wednesday night. Yes, I got to let you all know this will be my last Wednesday night, unless I'm a guest on the show. I don't know. I'm going to be turning over Wednesday nights, and I'll be streaming on Mondays. And, of course, I will not miss the FN Hangout. That's my favorite show to go hang out with all the Hexicans. Wouldn't give that up for anything. But Wednesday nights is going to be moving on to the Discourse Syndicate Network, and more of our streamers getting it. Hey, don't call that clickbait yet, because we may have got rug pulled on the bikini, but I guarantee you guys are not going to be disappointed. So anyway, what a week it has been. Has anybody bought the dip? Let me jump on the comments here real quick. So, hey, we're on D Live again. We got yanked and we got put back up right away. So we're out of D Live jail. That wasn't my fault, D Live. I opened up the stream and but anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So yes, you bought the dip. All right, let's say hello to everybody real quick. Who do we got? Benny Bills. We got ISO Serenity. Right on. I'm there like swimwear. D'Artagnan, always here with us. Welcome, bro. Can't wait to meet you. Crypto King, the producer, is in the house. Let's see who else is here. David, I ain't even gonna try that, man. David C. Marchiavelli. Hey, what's up, Marchiavelli? Good to see you in here, man. Identity Block. Bearded Saint. The Sapper. Amaya. I heard Maddie was going to be in a bikini. Yes. I think that Maddie might have rug pulled us on the bikini, though. But I don't think you're going to be unsatisfied. Let's see here. Jay Mahoney. Bran. What's up, Bran? Good to see you in here, bud. Brian Magruder. Always ready to roll. Rango. What's up, man? I'm good. Hex Squadron, Hex Phoenix, MT Coiner. I'm sorry. Children of the Grave is in here. Purple World. Hey, I don't know if I've seen your name before, but I think you've been around before, because it sounds like you know what you're talking about here with the T-Share app. And yes, we're going to talk to Maddie. We're going to talk to Maddie about Vegas. We're going to talk to Maddie about next year, the big convention. We're going to talk about his T-Share app, so he called me up. And I was like, it was like in the middle of the afternoon on I don't know, this weekend or something. I was like beat dead tired, just got back from vacation. By the way, did anybody hear what happened over the weekend? So the trip I took to Catalina, I went over there on Friday or whatever, Catalina Island, stayed the weekend there with my family, nice little B&B right there on the beach. Really cool deal. Hung out with the kids and mom and my wife and all that, and my sister and her husband. And come to find out, we were coming back, some dude fell off of one of the boats that we were taking. It's called the Catalina Express, and some guy fell off the boat and they can't find him. So he's been missing for like the last 3 days. So he's gone. He's gone. That's like, I don't know if you know, that's the continental shelf out there between Catalina and the coast of Southern California. And it's just like this big chasm, and it's just open ocean. And it's only 23 miles to the island, but it's just brutal. It's brutal over there. It can like turn into like monster 15-foot swells at any time. It's brutal going across there sometimes. Sometimes it's just smooth sailing, but yeah, just crazy. Some dude. Anyway, while I got back, I was tired, and Maddie was trying to explain his app to me, and I was literally falling asleep on it. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, man. Well, let's go over this. So he's gonna literally like really give it to me with you guys live. I know it has to do with T-shares and how they can be accurately tracked versus how they are now. So he's going to bring us a whole new element of staking, especially for all the new folks that are, interested in seeing how their T-shares are stacking up against the market. So COG Sharks Row right there too. Yeah, man. There's a lot of what do you call it? like juvenile whites that come onto our shores here in Southern California. Now, they don't mess with people. For some reason, Southern California white sharks that are juveniles, they're hunting and learning to hunt and trying to find, busted up seals and stuff. And so we've got some of these juveniles, and every once in a while we get a nice size 15, 20 footer that'll hang around Catalina for a little bit or something, but then they usually just go away. The water's not to their liking over here, but we do get a lot of them, but we don't get a lot of white attacks. That's like out in Guadalupe Island, Australia, South Africa. Whites are aggressive there, and Northern California. The whites are really aggressive up in Northern California, like guys that abalone dive and dive up in that cold water. It's they get mistaken as seals sometimes, and they get bit every now and then, but not a lot of fatal white shark attacks here in Southern California. But anyway, back to the matter at hand, guys. So this weekend, on top of it all, or this week, just yesterday, we had Richard did an impromptu stream with some poor Bitcoiner. So here, there's a syndrome that goes on out there in this tech trading world that I want to address. And, we all called this guy stupid. We call him an idiot. What are you, fucking dumb? Blah, blah, blah. He's not dumb. He's smart. He was a smart guy. But what the problem is, and Richard even said it in the stream a couple times. So what happens is with these tech guys, especially like these dudes that are, in their late 30s, early 40s, kind of like, worked a long time in the tech industry. I mean, the guy said he knew C++. So it's like, okay, you're already outdated with your damn, programming language that you do. There's way better languages than that. But he RH was punching way below his weight class. But like, you know what? I'll talk about that in a minute too. So this guy is like really worked hard in his field for a long time. Obviously, he knew things, but he knew old things. He knew things that were not up to date. His worldview wasn't properly adjusted, and he was being boisterous about it. And a lot of tech guys are like that. They feel very confident because they have learned, they have been through the ringer. They did learn a few things, but what they fail to realize is that in life, you have to have wisdom. That means that you have to learn when to change your worldview. You have to learn when to change up, or when to say that you're wrong, or when you need to be re-educated, or something changes on you. You can't keep holding on to the same old shit forever and ever. See, that's the thing that has advanced me in my life. I'm 53 years old. I can be very, very salty and very, very fuck all of you guys kind of thing. I got mine. I did my thing. Screw all you. But I don't, because I learn stuff from you guys all the time. I learn stuff from guys like Bran, who's, a young man. I learn stuff from NRDGrl and Maddie and all these people who are my junior, Now, do I have wisdom? Do I have things and experience in my life that I've been through that a lot of you haven't? Of course. And, but I don't bandy that about and try and slap people around with it. I realize that especially if you're in the tech field, that you have to update your worldview often. You have to do it often. And you can't just dismiss people. And you can't work so hard on so many things. And then, look, I made a piece of software. I made a piece of software back in... God, it was 2003, 4. No, maybe it was 5 or 6, somewhere around there. Anyway, I didn't develop the software. I hired people to do it, and they built the software for me. And it was hard, and it took a long time, and it was a pain in the ass and all this kind of crap. I went through it. Now, I didn't have to do the program. I didn't have to be part of the programming pain in the ass, but I was on the other end where I paid for it and I was waiting for the shit to happen. And as things were coming out, I was having to say, no, this is fucked up. That's fucked up, blah, blah, blah. So, but I say that to say that you know, when you've spent time putting your time and effort into things and they don't work, you have to go, you have to move on. You can't just sit there and stare at closed doors. You can't just, you know, that software got shelved and it's old, dilapidated, don't work it. And there's nothing I can do about it. All the money that I spent on it, it's not worth anything, you know? So what I'm saying is that guy didn't change his worldview, and he put a lot of effort into some things that are no longer viable. And he put a lot of effort into learning things that are no longer viable. And if he doesn't adjust, he's going to continue to get what he gets. And he's just going to fade off into obscurity. He already didn't have a bunch of followers. All he did was talk shit. And then here's the other thing. Richard just fed you guys raw meat is what it was. You know, you guys have been waiting for Pulse Chain, and everybody's been, you know, like, let's get a stream. So Richard's been throwing streams out there with Versace's and watches and hats and glasses, and, you know, hey, Pulse Chain's coming. Hey, let me talk to you a little bit about Pulse Chain. And so he threw you some red meat. He went out and wrecked a maxi, wrecked a guy who was talking shit. I mean, he was literally talking shit about us. So probably he shouldn't have done that, because that just opened him up for getting bitch slapped like he got bitch slapped. So, you know, I mean, I give the guy props for actually stepping into the octagon with the guy, with Richard. I mean, that was pretty brave. It was dumb because he was way outmatched. He tried to hold his own, but really he didn't. He was matched all around, and it was bad. It was bad. But, you know, just another victim, just another maxi that doesn't know his shit. Just more proof that, you know, hexagons are smarter than most of the, I mean, this guy was supposed to be a dev, you know, and all of the hex community was smarter than that guy. Knew more about, I mean, the guy didn't know the Bitcoin price. I was like, fuck, man, how could you come on and debate somebody when you don't even know, you know, yeah, I don't know if he armbarred him. I think he really got him in a chokehold, and that was it. He choked him out. The guy didn't even tap. He just went out. So, but anyway, enough on that. It was interesting. It was fun. It was red meat. And, you know, it's just another check mark, and it just proves how intelligent the hex community is, because any one of you guys, even myself, could have just kind of ruined this guy. He was talking about things that are over my head, but he wouldn't have been able to explain hex like I could explain it. He didn't understand. I'm going to hell. Well, fuck, that was a long time ago, bro, that got decided. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything I can do that's going to get me any closer to that, but yeah, I've already done all that. So yeah, so the guy's just, you know, he didn't do a good job. He got wrecked. You guys are better than that. I'm better than that. He couldn't bring anything against, he couldn't bring anything up against hex that we haven't already, you know, sliced and diced 100 million different ways. So that was that. So anyway, all right. So let's bring on our first guest. And he's not a guest. He's part of the show. He's got his own show here on DS Network. He's a cutthroat. He's been with us. He's the guy who put the first hex convention together. I've been trying to help him the whole way behind the scenes as much as I can. He and I are going to really get involved. We're actually having meetings, and we're going to talk about this tonight. We're going to have meetings in Vegas to actually talk about the real hex convention that's going to happen next year. And we've got meetings with people out there that he's already set up for this meetup. I mean, this meetup is not just a meetup. I mean, there's events, there's places for us to go. There's nightclubs to attend. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So we're going to talk about that tonight. And then we're going to bring up Nerd Girl. And yep, if I see her in the green room, yeah, I think she's changing. Right now. So I'll bring her up in a minute. Hold on. What's up, Maddie? How you doing, buddy? Hold on. Muted. There we go.
Now, there's one question I have for you. Are you more of a handshaker or a hugger?
Am I a handshaker or a hugger? Well, I've always been a hugger. It's like it's actually, I think the handshake is dirtier than the hug, but I'm not a germaphobe, but you know.
I'm excited to give you a big hug when we get to Vegas, and you know, it's gonna be a blast. I'm super excited.
Yeah, it is, man. I'm excited too. I'm getting a lot of DMs from people. You know, can't wait to be there and meet you. And I feel the same way about all you guys out there. All of my trolls, all you people in the chat room that haven't been on the show. I can't wait to meet some of you, and it's going to be cool. And in Vegas, it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we stay incident free. There's going to be a lot of us out there. That's going to be cool. Hot levels, Maddie. Hey, Maddie, I think your mic is up high because I
turned it down. Is that better?
That's a little better. There you go.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry, everybody. Didn't mean
it's all right.
Blast your ears.
So Vegas was you know, we talked, you and I talked about, you know, after you did the internet event, our first Hex convention, you and I talked about, hey, let's put a meetup together, or let's do a convention. And it turned into this, and it's almost like it's not really just a meetup. I mean, I've done meetups where, you know, we meet at the restaurant, we hang out, kick back, go to the park or something, talk, hang out. But this has turned into more of a convention outside of a convention center meetup, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Hex community is strong and special in a lot of ways. And I think during, you know, this whole shutdown time, I think a lot of us have not only, you know, had to figure out how to go on with life and what to do with our, you know, with our time. A lot of us, you know, have been giving back to the community or participating from a creative point of view or just as a form of entertainment, you know, and so we've all gotten to know each other, and now it's time to go ahead and meet up in real life and have that energy build even more.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think that it's this is going to bring a lot of the community members together, like you said, even more, and make us stronger. And, you know, Richard had a tweet out earlier. He was quoting somebody. I think it might have been Pomp. I don't know who it was, but he was quoting somebody, and they said, "FUD makes you stronger." And Richard said, "Oh, really?" You know. So I think I do think that this community has become so strong. Like there was another tweet out there with Chris Black, I think, said something, and Motley jumped on him like, dude, freaking, you're trying to bash Richard. And Richard was like, no, he's not, dude, he's not. And Chris was like, no, I'm not. Come on, guys. And Richard just said, hey, look, my guys are so freaking shell shocked that their first reaction is like, fuck you, you're flooding us. And it is, you know, it is. It's like everything we see out there has always been, you know, fuck you, Hexicans, you know. And so we're on our guard, like ready to counterpunch, you know. So yeah, it was, Motley was quick. Yeah, he was quick on the draw on that one. So I think that's made us stronger. It may have made us a little trigger happy, maybe. But it has. And now I think that us coming together, and then I'm excited to sit down with you and like go over a real convention. Like, yeah, let's get a hotel together. Let's make it happen. Let's have breakout sessions. Let's have, you know, some conversations. Let's see if we can get some of our guys from overseas to show up next year, you know, because I mean, come on, everybody's going to be able to take a little bit of gains. Come on, guys, a little bit of gains next year. I mean, I know Pulse Chain, everybody's kind of holding back right now, but maybe next year everybody can take a little gains and get on an airplane and go rent a Lamborghini in Vegas and hang out with us or something.
It's going to be insane. Like, and yeah, I mean, the first online event, you know, it was based on looking at things mathematically, scientifically. There are a lot of people who are in the community now who say that they saw that conference and it inspired them to get involved. And so I think this is going to be more of a community building exercise. And then when we combine the two, it's going to be an unstoppable force when Hex is already unstoppable, and when we've already built up this core of people that is better than any other community. Obviously, I mean, it just sounds like talking points. It sounds like rhetoric, but we have the numbers to back us up. And so it's a fact.
That's something that I've been looking at lately. I was never in like a coin community when I was in crypto my trading days, I guess you would call it, my ICO entry days. I was really more of an ICO guy and big. I got in big trades with guys that were getting in big trades. I didn't know anything. I was just, go along for the ride with some guys that were spending lots and lots of money. I never, now I lost my train of thought. What were we saying?
Just the energy that's being built and how we're going to be combining like the facts of being a better community than other communities and building on.
Oh, the community thing. Yeah, that's what it was. The community. So I was never really in like a crypto community, like a coin and like an XRP army or any of that kind of crap. I was never in that. I was in this other thing with a small group of people, and the community thing is like looked at now. I see it for what it's like it's become, like it's this narrative, and naturally, us Hexicans started talking like that because of what we were doing. It was really a community effort. I think a lot of those were fake community efforts. I mean, I think some of those communities really got behind their cryptos, but they were lying to them. They were promising them. So it never really came to fruition. So their communities kind of like, fizzled out. Or, I mean, I know that some of them are still strong and still high on hopium, but they're all drug addicts. They're high on hopium. That's basically what they've become. They've just been fed more and more of this drug that those other coins have been handed to them, telling them it's coming. We're going to have contracts. We're going to moon. We're going to this, we're going to that, and they still never have. And I know they've lost a lot of people because of that, but the bag holders have stuck true to him because they're bag holders. They've got a lot of it. They have a lot riding on that coin pumping. So they stay part of the community and keep pumping it. But here at Hex, we had an organic community. We didn't have anybody feeding us money or information or anything like
advertising,
none of that shit. This is all done. Discourse Syndicate was all done on our own. All the people that contribute here, Motley, KNTX, DC, all of these guys, Bran, all of these people that committed to this show built it, and they built it with nobody giving them shit. Nobody gave anybody anything. And even Richard never once, guys, I want to let you guys in on something. He has never once fed me any information. In fact, I've had some conversation with him, and he's kept like very tight-lipped about anything. Our conversations are very vague. They're very to the point, and sometimes they're 2 or 3 words. It's literally, that's the kind of interaction. He's never come to me and said, "Hey, talk about this," or "Here's some information for you," or "Here's something to pump," or he's never done that. And although I'd love to have a closer relationship and hear more information, get some more inside scoop from him, it hasn't happened. And because Hex was finished anyway, there really wasn't anything for him to give to us other than he would straighten us out every once in a while. Like we'd do a stream and we'd say, we think we figured out something like T-shares or whatever. And he'd say, "Hey, dummies, it's not that, it's this, or fucking read this or look at this. And no, that's not how a market maker works on a DEX, you dumb fucks, blah, blah, blah." That's how he treated us. He came at us the same way he does to everybody else. And we learned from it. And that's how the community was built. It was never built with fake promises, fake hopes, something is coming next. Like even with this Pulse chain about to launch, He's not feeding us anything. We have no information really about what's happening other than it's happening. And we've all kind of, been able to contribute in the chat rooms about, hey, maybe you can put this on Pulse Chain, or you can put that on Pulse Chain, or maybe this can happen in the sacrifice phase. And he's been open to it all, but we're really still kind of in the dark on all of it. And we're not being fed a bunch of information,
The game theory reality that this community has, chosen on our own voluntarily to be committed to something for 15 years is very uncommon in our world today.
Yes.
People do not commit to anything, and when they do, they break their commitment. And it seems like the world is incentivized to encourage just that. And so when we live in a world that is so backwards, in my opinion, or disconnected from its own ideals and that sort of thing, I think Hex is something that a lot of people aren't going to get until they do get it. And I think that the community is an emergent property of Hex that even we don't fully understand yet, because we are pre-viral, because we are so early, because we have been gatekept, because this is something that when something new gets invented, it takes a while to understand. The wheel, like on a car, the wheel got invented 300 years before it got used for transportation. They were just using it for pottery for 300 years before somebody came along and said, oh, wait, this would be good for something else, right? And so that was an emergent property of the wheel. And transportation suits us pretty well now. It's cool to be able to move things from place to place. So,
yep. No, I agree. I think that we haven't seen the biggest part of our community yet. Like I always say this, we haven't seen the biggest whales come into Hex yet. We haven't seen the biggest community members come into Hex yet. We're the oldest community members. There's going to be better streamers. There's going to be smarter people. There's going to be more talented individuals. I mean, look at the quality that's starting to come out already, like with Nicole doing her streams and actually tapping in to the, to the crypto communities. I mean, and with like the Joker coming on and just like slaying the entertainment. I mean, nobody's more entertaining in crypto than that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, freaking, he's just heads above everything else that's out there. Going to bring a lot of eyes to Hex. Going to be very, very interesting to watch him grow. Just proud of all of our Hexicans and the way everything's moving and shaking. And the biggest players haven't gotten in yet.
And their arrival will be different than any other situation because our community benefits from cross-promoting. I heard you or someone else say this recently. What other communities cross-promote their streamers? They don't, because it's a competition. Because even if they do cross-promote, it becomes some sort of thing where they're playing tricks on each other to, steal each other's audience or something.
I have always retweeted every single streamer out there. I've retweeted their streams. Why? Because we're a big community and we're all pushing the narrative. And why not
from abundance, not from scarcity?
We're from abundance, not because none of us. There ain't no fucking abundance here in YouTube. That's for damn sure. There is no money here, guys. Just let you know, there ain't no goddamn money in this shit. But we know it's getting the word out, and we know we're rescuing people. We know we're saving people in crypto from getting fucked over by the goddamn exchanges and the coin rankers and the freaking traders and all the goddamn shorters and all that shit that's out there. We're actually saving people from that by getting our word out and showing, hey, there's a better way to do crypto. Hey, there's a real way to do crypto, and it's finally here. It took 10 years to get here, but it's here, and it's Hex. And wait till you guys see Pulse Chain, because that's the next step beyond. And it's here now. It's here now, guys. You're going to be able to get in the beginning of Pulse Chain, which is Hex is the better Bitcoin. Bar none, Hex is the better Bitcoin. It's here. It's done. It's been running for a year and a half. For those of you who think it's not real, fucking sorry for you. Sorry that you're missing it. You won't. You will own Hex. You will own Hex in the future. Mark my words. If you're here, if you're a futter, if you don't believe in Hex, you will own Hex in the future. because it is the future of crypto, and you will be operating on the Pulse chain. You will, because the Pulse chain is the better Ethereum. That's what's happening right now. Now, can more than one chain operate? Can Ethereum get better? Yes, Ethereum can get better. And Ethereum, we can operate in conjunction. It's already, cross chains have already been proven that they work. Now, those other chains, those other cross chains that have attempted to launch, they failed. They have failed miserably. They are failing people. They are hurting people. So when a real chain comes out, look, Hex is the real crypto. The real crypto. It's not hurting anybody. Guess what Pulse chain is going to be? It's going to be the chain that doesn't hurt anybody. It's going to be to your benefit. So if you're here now and if you're getting ready to get into Pulse, you're in the right place at the right time because you found the right chain. It is going to serve you well. It is not going to hurt you. Let me jump on this real quick. Toby Wan, thanks for the $4.99, buddy. We will talk about, remind us again, we'll talk about t-shirts. Not right this second, but we will talk about t-shirts because I know we've got new people in here that would like to hear about that. And I do like going over like t-shirts for dummies because that's the only way I can explain it. Anymore.
And we have t-shirts for advanced users as well.
Yeah, that's on the Quant Gang show with Maddie Allen and Wells Only and Kareem, where the smart guys are. This is the pirate show. This is where you learn how to do t-shares like a dirty old pirate. So I'll explain that to you in a minute. I got one more. Thank you. I killed Epstein for $49.99. Wow, thank you very much. Daily turmeric with a pinch of black pepper solves this. What the hell? It passes the blood-brain barrier and the
the blood-brain barrier. I know about that.
Bioavailability of the curcumin. I know what all that is. In turmeric by 10,000%. Get on it, Captain, along with daily ground flax. Oh, you're saying that my brain needs this shit because I'm failing. Gotcha. Okay. I used to do my turmeric. I do my phytoplankton. I do my D. I do my B12. I'm getting this on this stuff that Brianna has sent to me. So nice. I'm waiting for my brain stuff to come in. But I appreciate that. Thanks for the $50, $49.99 too. Appreciate you. All right, so. Let me do this real quick before we bring, let's see, admins are troll. Yeah, the admins are all trolls. Every troll that has ever trolled me, I've made them admins. So that's what this pirate ship is all about. You want to know how to get smart? Just join Hex Medical, t.me/Hex Medical. Yes, I think I'm in there actually. I just don't go there often. So T-shares real quick for new people who don't understand T-shares. So I said earlier that hold on a second. Let me just throw this up here real quick. I want to get this up. Hex Toshi, thanks for the $25. Have good friends that haven't spoken with in 10 to 15 years. I will still know all of you Hexicans. Yes. Yes, Evelyn. Thanks. We're all here for 15 years, right? Hopefully we're here for 15 years, some of us. But anyway, so T-shares. Let me explain T-shares to new people and give you the pirates overview on T-shares. So Hex is better than Bitcoin. Why is Hex better than Bitcoin? How in the hell can you say that, you dirty old pirate? That's blasphemy. How dare you say that in a crypto stream? Well, it is, and here's why. First of all, Hex, it has higher throughput, moves faster. It's a better form of exchange than Bitcoin. Hex has been audited 3 times. Bitcoin doesn't have audits. Bitcoin doesn't have devs working on it. Bitcoin has failed around every corner of everything that ever has been built on it. It just doesn't work. Why? Because it's old, dilapidated technology. This is the tech field. So you have to advance. Now, I understand Bitcoin deserves its props. It does. It's the king of crypto. I hope it pumps because it's going to pump all of our bags because it is crypto and it's the marketing arm of cryptocurrencies now because everybody knows what Bitcoin is. It deserves its respects because of how it was brought to us by Satoshi and his vision. It deserves that respect, and I give it that respect. But to look at it as tech, as something that's going to move forward and move the crypto space forward is the wrong attitude to have in Bitcoin. Now, don't be fooled by all those maxis that have big bags of Bitcoin that want you to buy it. They want you to buy lots of it. Just listen to cringy ass Max Kaiser and his last few videos that he did and how he's bitching at Elon Musk and how he's so screechy and cringy. That's what you're following. That guy is shilling for something. That guy is, you can just tell he's bought and paid for. You can tell. I know. I've been around salespeople all my fucking life. I've been around fucking bullshitters all my life. I know a bullshitter when I see it, and that guy is a bullshitter. The same with fucking Sailor. He's a bullshitter. If you believe people like that, you deserve what you get, because those guys are in it for themselves. They're not in it for you, and they're not telling you the truth about Bitcoin. We tell you the truth about Bitcoin. I just told you I give it its respects. Thank you, Bitcoin, for making crypto. Thank you, Bitcoin, for being the marketing arm. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But it's bullshit. It's not the right way to move forward. Hex is the right way to move forward. Why? Because it's better and it's built different. And that's the simple, easy phrase. Now, of course, all the galaxy brain motherfuckers want to know all the details about how is it better? How is it different? Well, first of all I got to do is look at the goddamn chart and know that it's built different and it's better, because it's been doing nothing but go up since it fucking came out, guys. Look at the chart. That's a year and a half. That's not manipulation. That's not bullshit. That's people getting involved and buying it. That's people holding it. That's people. We're watching people take millions of dollars of gains every single day. Every day we're seeing people take gains, and then Hex continues to go back up. Why? Because it's popular. People buy the dips. People want that Hex. Why? Because of T-shares. Now let me explain T-shares to you a little bit. So why is Hex better than Bitcoin? Well, it does all the things that Bitcoin does, but it does them better. It just does. If you don't believe me, look at the chart and look at our track record. Look at Hex's track record for the last year and a half. Okay. Proof is in the pudding. I don't have to explain it. I don't have to get into technical details, because I know. I've watched it grow for that year and a half. Now, T-shares. That's what separates Hex from every other crypto and makes it 100,000 times better than Bitcoin. Why? Because you can't stake Bitcoin and make more Bitcoin. The only way to make more Bitcoin is to become a miner. And to become a miner, you have to buy hardware, and you have to pay a lot of money for electricity. And it's not profitable, because that whole model, not only are there miners in China that run the whole damn thing, but it's such a scammy deal to even get a hold of miners. It's such a scammy deal to have to dump your Bitcoin every single month to pay your electricity bills. It's just bullshit. So how does Hex fix that? How is it better? T-shares, it's how it's done. So the T-share, now listen to me now. If you're new, if you're in here and this is the first time you're hearing anything about Hex, aside the fact that it's a better coin than Bitcoin and it operates just like Bitcoin, let's talk about the T-share, which is the most important part. And I can't fucking say this enough times for you guys. I've been saying it for a year and a half. The T-share, the T-share, the T-share. When I first started talking about T-shares, they were 60 cents. They're now $1,500 per T-share. That's how important they are. In a year and a half, they've gone up that much. Now, that makes me very happy. That makes Maddie very happy. That makes you all go, whoa, what are these T-shares? So for you new folks, what is a T-share? Think of your T-share as a Bitcoin miner, minus having to worry about getting scammy electronic gear from somebody in some foreign country that runs it before you even get it, and then you finally get it in your hands. No, all you have to do in order to get a T-share is own Hex. You just have to own Hex. Now, what do you got to do? You've got to go and you've got to stake Hex. You go to the website, you look at where you stake your Hex, go to hex.com. It's right there. And you go in and you hook your MetaMask wallet to it with your Hex in it. And then you have a staking tool there where you can stake your Hex. And you can stake your Hex for any amount of time that you want, a day, all the way up to 5,555 days. In doing so, you get a T-share. Now, you get a T-share based on how much Hex you put in and how long you put that Hex in. So for those of you who are new and you don't have a lot of money and you're trying to get in this, well, you can dollar cost average yourself in on a regular basis, put a little bit of money in to get your hex and stake it long. The longer you stake it, the better that hex is going to be for you. The earlier you get those T-shares and the longer you stake those T-shares, the better off that bag is going to be in 15 years. So a lot of people, I think, are buying their hex and staking it a year and then trying to go out 2 years and then trying to go out 3 years. I think that is the wrong way. That's just my opinion. I think that's the wrong way to do it. I think the right way to do it is to take your hex and buy your T-shares and stake it out long as you can and comfortable for you, and then start working yourself back to where you are present day. We call that laddering. It's just like a CD. So your stake is like creating a CD. You have committed to yourself to hold that hex for a certain amount of time. And so you're given these T-shares. And these T-shares work just like a miner. You get paid every single day the interest of however much T-shares and however much hex is staked. There's a percentage of hex that gets staked in the pool, and we all get paid a daily T-share payout. I think right now we're at like, what are we, Maddie? Like 5 or 6 T-shares per day, something like 5.5 to 6.
The average I've been using is 5.8, which goes back like 3 months, but recently we've had some spikes higher, so it's maybe higher than that now.
So 5.86 hex per T-share per day. That's how much you're getting per T-share per day. It's significant once you've started to stack your T-shares. So that's how the payouts work. On top of getting a payout on basically your interest on your T-shares.
So that 5.8 hex per T-share is like almost like 50 cents now, right? So like the price that you paid for a whole T-share a year and a half ago at the deepest discount on day 34 or whenever it was, day 4. Not long ago, you paid 50 cents or 60 cents or whatever, and now your T-share is spitting out that much every day.
Every day. That's an insane thought right there. Like you paid it, and now every day it's doubling itself every day now from what you paid for it. So now there's a future outlook for those T-shares, and it's following the curve exactly because Hex was programmed to do this. The T-share rate is programmed to always go up. It never goes down. You never get a better deal than today for your Hex. The deal is today, and that's something I've said a lot on this show. Today is your day to get your T-shares because tomorrow they're going to cost you more Hex. The Hex T-share price is going up all the time. So in the future, now we've only gone a year and a half, and we've gone from 60 cents to $1,500. So imagine what we're going to see another year and a half from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. The T-share price is going to go through the roof. They're going to become more and more valuable. So you're on top of getting your T-share interest paid out on your stake every single day, you're also getting penalties. And we're seeing that a lot of those right now. So what do I mean by that? So in the CD world, if you make a CD and you pull it out, you get penalized for doing so. If you bought a 10-year CD and you pulled it out at year 7, you get penalized, and you get penalized heavily for doing so. If you pull out your Hex early, you have every right to do so, but you better look at your Staker app. You better look. If you don't know what Staker app is, go to Staker app. And look it up in the what do you call it, the Apple Store or the what the hell is the other one?
Just Staker.app will take you to whichever operating system.
Staker.app, and then you can get your Android or your iOS app and put it on your phone and monitor your stakes, and you can do it from there very easily. And then you can actually see how much it would cost you if you were to unstake that stake. And usually if you're not over 50% of your time, like if you staked it for 3 years and you're not over a year and a half, you're going to nuke that stake down to nothing and you're not going to get paid. But who gets paid is, and we've seen a lot of this lately, Who gets paid is the stakers. So the stakers get the penalties. So some of it goes to a what we call the OA. Some of those penalties go to the OA, and those HEX have never moved. They just kind of sit there as market cap. And then the rest of it gets paid out to the staker class. So the staker class, on top of getting their interest, they get the penalties. So it's like owning a miner and being the bank at the same time. And then here's the other beautiful part of it. When you finally get to your stake length and you pull that stake out and it has matured, you actually mint the new inflation of HEX into existence. Because when you traded your HEX for T-shares, you burned your HEX and you got your T-shares, right? So now as the inflation has grown and the HEX has grown, you're about to mint brand new baby HEX into the world and put them up either for sale or restake them. And that's what's pretty about Hexicans. We understand the value of T-shares, so most of us aren't even cashing out our stakes. Most of us aren't even cashing out most of our stakes. We're holding on to them and we're pushing them out even further, going, wow, I don't want to lose my T-shares. How much HEX do I have to put back in to get my T-shares back? That's the value that the community has put on those T-shares because we understand it. We get it. So what are we doing? We are pushing those stakes and our HEX back out more years. Yes, take some gains, but nobody that's here, that's OG, wants to give up any of their T-shares. Whatever it takes to get their T-shares back, I guarantee you everybody's looking at that staker app when their stakes are coming out and trying to see how far they can put them out and how much HEX they have to put in to get their T-shares back, because they just become more and more scarce and more expensive as time goes on. And you don't want to lose those. So that's, in a nutshell, what shares are. There, you can get way in depth in this stuff and talk way deep about, how it all works. But for the layman, for the pirates out there, that's how it works, guys. HEX is better than Bitcoin, and you can stake it. It's way better than any other staking coin out there. Why? Because we're making 40% APY, 5 HEX a day per T-share, 6 HEX a day per T-share. And that's the numbers. That's the numbers, and that's what it does, and that's how it operates. And the other beautiful thing is that HEX is a finished product. Let me say that again. Finished product. There are no keys. There is nothing to be done. There is no promises. It is done. Just like Bitcoin, it's done. Nobody can change it. Nobody can fuck with it. Nobody can move it. And that's why everybody's nervous. That's why the maxis are so pissed off at us. That's why all the gatekeeping is going on, because everybody is starting to know, and some of them knew from the beginning, that HEX is better than everything that's out there. And that's why our chart looks like it does. Not like what you said, you little idiot, on the freaking stream the other day. What you said was, all you guys talk about is price. That was about the most moronic thing I have ever heard in any crypto influencer's fucking mouth. That was so stupid to be saying that. All I see everywhere I go is Bitcoin's price. Bitcoin's price, Bitcoin's price, Bitcoin's price today is this. Bitcoin's price is doing this. Bitcoin's price did that. Bitcoin. And you had the fucking gall to say, oh, HEX is it's all about price. Website. Just put, that was fucking stupid. That was stupid. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should go out in your front yard, stick your head in a hole, and just sit there for a little while. Anyway, enough of that. I wanted to say thanks that we just got a bunch of people that donated, and then I'll let you. So we got a super sticker for 99 cents. Thank you, C Crypto. Who else here? Every little bit helps, right? Wake Dog dropped us $4.99. We need a teal colored square. So here it is.
Well done.
Well done. That is it. And then we had Seek dropped 20. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you. We'll keep doing everything that we can. And from our buddy Wales, yours and mine, T-shirt 5555. Quattro Cinco, baby. He calls it the 4x4. I always like Quattro Cinco, motherfucker. It's Quattro Cinco, not 4x4. I like 4x4 too. But anyway, yeah, Quattro Cinco. Who else? Thanks, Wales. Appreciate you, bro. And that was it. Cool. What else do we need to talk about before we bring up Nerd Girl? Is she? Oh, she's. What are you doing there? I see her. I can see her in the green room. Okay. Do you know I can see you? Right. Right. Shake your head. You know I can see you. Okay. So what?
So I want to get the community ready for the app that I'm going to be dropping soon, because it's such a mind buster that people are going to lose their shit. And I really see Hex coming upon a viral moment very, very soon, for a lot of reasons, not just for the launch of tshare.app. So if you go there now, you're not going to see much more than a landing page, but that's because really we've got the concepts down, we've got the game theory down, we've got the psychology down, and the programming has been done over the past year. And so I'm actually not sure how we got this far so quickly, because I joined the project. I teamed up with somebody who had been working for over a year on making a wallet that would, basically blow people away. At least it blows me away. And it all runs through MetaMask. And so there's a clear track record. It's made by a member of the community who is not only one of the smartest people I've ever talked to, but knows coding and the Hex contract as well as Dev Kyle, I can say. And so, we've got another one, somebody who is really willing to be so given into the Hex community and has, world-class skill when it comes to programming and interacting with smart contracts. And so I'm a little shocked, but I've been putting in, many hours every day in order to create a different type of onboarding experience, and something that's going to be of value, not just to you, Hexicans who want to bring people in, to get people their T-shares in less than 3 minutes of onboarding from fiat. Nice. You want to do it in a way that you can send 2 text messages and not have to answer any other questions. But I think that there's a number of breakthroughs that people won't appreciate until they actually experience it. And so that's why I'm excited to say that we're hoping to launch before or on Vegas, the Hexagon meetup there. And but for now, people can go ahead and follow the Twitter account. We are also on every social media I could think of, including MySpace, OnlyFans, Pinterest, ones that are very, very irrelevant. All my links, Reddit, Twitch, Linktree, Snapchat, TikTok, DLive, LiveJournal, Instagram, Medium, Vimeo, Patreon, Periscope, LinkedIn, Telegram. It's at T-Share app on everything.
So are you going to give us some details about it? Or like I said, you were talking to me about it and I was just like, I was zoned out that day, bro. I was like trying to listen, but I was half sleeping, half trying to listen to you. And I got the gist of it, but maybe we can go over it again and I can ask you some real questions and we can kind of talk it over. I'm going to bring Nerd Girl up too. So I'm going to bring Nicole up so that she can chat with us about this and talk about what she's going to do in a few minutes here too. By the way, everybody, Matty Allen is going to be streaming on Discourse Syndicate Network, and he has his time slot that he's going to be providing for us and being part of. And so we're excited to have him on. And
thanks for having me.
Part of the community. I would have been bummed if you wouldn't have, man, because we really think the world of you, and you've done a lot for the community.
Likewise. And
it looks like you continue to do things, and this app is sounding pretty cool. So let's bring up our darling of DS, Nicole. Hey, she changed. She changed, guys. She changed. She was wearing a bikini, I promise.
I told them all, but I didn't know anything about the bikini.
Okay. Well, that's I saw you change. So
okay.
So there it is. What's happening?
What do you mean? Well, I mean, you've been like having me sit backstage for an hour, man.
Has it been an hour? Oh, it has been an hour. I didn't mean to make you stay backstage for an hour. But
I was just teasing you.
We're just getting into Maddie's T-Share app, and I wanted to bring you in for the conversation, and then we'll talk a little bit. Well, let's talk about so on Wednesday nights. So Maddie is going to do his stream with us, and you are also going to add a stream, and you're going to take over for me on Wednesday nights, right?
Yep, that's the plan.
So she's going to be doing building bridges on Wednesday nights. So for all of our evening streamers and evening guests that would want to come on a different time zone, we'll be able to get them on Wednesdays with Nerd Girl. So very cool.
Yeah.
Somebody said, Wake Dog said, is that the captain or Tennille?
I don't know. I just saw this hat yesterday. I was at this store where they sell all this really sparkly jewelry because I was just looking for new stuff for the stream. And I was like, oh, I need this hat, obviously. Like, this is a no-brainer.
Thanks for that. No more ins. We appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. So No Girl Wednesday nights building bridges. How awesome. Gosh, I want to pull up that meme. That meme was on. Did that meme ever make it to Twitter? Did anybody see that?
Yeah. Brennan. Brianna. I don't know what the correct. I'm always going to call Brennan.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna pull this up just because it was a good meme. Somebody did a really good job on this meme. So I am going to, what happened? There we go. Share. And is that it? No. There we go.
And I just want to say, like, to fill the dead air, that I am really excited to join your guys' stream team because I'm such a fan. I watch all your guys' shows, and so yeah, you guys have been crushing it. What's your secret for how well you guys have been doing with everything?
Well,
the hex price going up is probably a really significant contributor.
It's always good to have the hex price go up.
Yeah, but I mean, also, like, I think that participating with other communities has been really advantageous for Discourse, right? Like, because it gets new eyes. It's not just an echo chamber.
But I don't know what you're talking about, Maddie. You guys have been killing it over there with your Quant Gang. Quant Gang has got more views than I think anything out there. So you guys are destroying the YouTube space. I mean, hats off to you. You with the content that you guys are providing. I mean, it's just, I don't like missing any of that. I'm in my car and I'm listening to it and I'm learning and watching those charts. And I mean, in a bull market, everybody who charts is right. It seems like in a bull market, like everybody just throws shit up at the wall and it sticks and whatever. But the people that chart, I mean, I've talked to everybody, Jared, Jenkins, Axis Live, even Looks Into Crypto, Whales, of course. All of our charters are like, they are macroeconomic charters, and yes, I hear them talk about, trends and things that can happen in the short term. But they look at the macroeconomics because, my God, Hex chart is so beautiful in a macroeconomic. It's almost like you could teach people how prices go up the right way just by looking at the Hex chart from beginning to current day. And so they do a really good job at it. The Quant Gang does a really good job of explaining what all of this means, why there are retracements, why the Fibonacci's are, what all of these things. And a lot of times, like, what I really like about what Whale does is he brushes a lot of those trading terms off. Like, yeah, it's there. This could happen. This is what it means. But let's take a look back. Let's look at what really is going on here and how it's built and why Hex is doing what it's doing. And I like the way that you guys have explained that, and
thank you.
Told the people the truth about charting and why we really have charts. It's to just prove historical movement and to look at what future movement could look like, and especially in a currency that is programmed. It's programmed. This isn't something that can be manipulated by the Fed or by markets. It's controlled by a contract, by a program that is immutable, that nobody can touch. It's going to continue to do what it does, which cracked me up again when Richard said, hey, Hex is designed to go up in price. And that guy, it blew his mind that somebody would even say that. It's like, bro, it's programmable money. Why would you not program everything in it to make the price go up? That's what I did. That's all anybody ever had to do. And nobody did it until I did it, you idiot. Look at what it's doing.
Yeah. The thing that I like that you two are programming is the community side of things. And you're leading by example. You're building community, and that's what QuantGang is, a product of the community, right? And so are all the other projects that I've done. I'm taking tips from you guys and have continued to be really grateful to have people like both of you in the community that are so natural and talented at building community.
Well, thank you. And that's what we came here for. I came here to just get you guys out there, and it worked. So I do take credit for all of you guys for being here. I don't take credit for who you are and what you're doing, but man, at least we got you guys out there, and we've built an awesome community because of it. And I wouldn't trade any of our streamers for anything out there. Any of our streamers.
I will never forget when RG3 was saying live on stream, all you people out there should show your faces. And I was like, is he talking to me? And then I showed my face. Like, there it is, So it's that encouragement, literally. Like, I remember that moment when I was like trying to decide whether to just be the Hex cameo guy who makes these cool videos of celebrities, but people haven't really seen his face, or if I should, go live with Joe Hexotic and talk about psychology, right? Like, so you influenced me in a positive way. So thank you very much for that.
Well, you're welcome. I just love the fact that you guys, everybody went and did their thing. They showed themselves, they did their thing, and the diversity is what really created what we have here, because no other crypto has what we've got. Nobody's got the diversity that we have, or the unity that we have. So we have unity, and we have diversity, and we have a community that shows its face. The people that show their faces out there are showing their faces because they're bought and paid for, because people are paying them to show their faces. That's what's different about the Hex community. Nobody pays us to show our faces. We show it because we want everybody to know who we are and that we're real down motherfuckers. We're real. We're telling the truth, and we're not scammers, and we're not bots, and we're not bullshit. This is the real fucking deal right here. And that's who the Hexicans are, is the real deal. And you can't stop it. You can't change it, and you can't FUD it. You can't. It's just, you got nothing on us. You got nothing on us. You guys, let me throw this up here real quick. Hold on. I know. I get on these things and it's like dead silence. Oh shit, RG's ranting again.
Everybody at home's cheering. The crowd goes wild, Is
he gonna keep eating shit and barking at the moon, or is he gonna let us all talk? Hold on a shit.
Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button.
Hold on a second. Let me throw this up here. Hold on. So this was the meme. Let me blow it up so everybody can see it. It says, I'm debating a Hex hater on YouTube. Bill Bridges, right? Sweet Nicole with her tiara, and then Richard's evil grin with, to Bill Bridges, right? Memed perfectly.
Yeah, someone had to spend some time. I forget who it was who made that, but whoever that was, like, really spent some time going through that stream to find the perfect facial expressions.
Yeah, that was great. That was
well done.
Great. So let's get back to your app, because I want to understand so I can ask some questions.
On the topic of like inspiring and building community, you asking the people out there to show their faces, that helped bring me in. And the Annette challenge, one of them was to post about how CoinMarketCap was gatekeeping everything. So I got behind that too. That's how I started posting on Twitter, and then realizing, there's a whole community of really awesome people. Now I got more addicted or excited about watching all the different streams and stuff. And so right now we're doing a certain campaign to ask people to go ahead and make their 1-minute testimonial video. And that's what I've been working on all day today, is coming up with the way that we're going to do a mega mashup of those and have it be something that's not only very powerful, but is also presented in a way that's really going to impress people. And so everybody out there who's willing and able, go ahead and, get your selfie camera out and take a video and
I think
let us
I
know.
did mine wrong the first time. I didn't link anything to it, and then I think I did it right the second time. I'm not sure.
Hashtag Hex Challenge on Twitter, or you can direct message me on any of my platforms at Maddie All In. And send it on Telegram.
You did get mine, right? You got it?
I have been working on the formatting, not all the individual submissions right now. And it's been a whirlwind of working on the app and the onboarding project and the testimonials and Vegas. So
Cool.
I'll make sure that we have your best take. How about that?
Okay. No, I just want to make sure I did it right. I know you asked for it, and I was like, okay, I finally got down to doing it, and I did it. And just everybody asks me for things all the time, and I never get around to doing them. I get too busy with shit, and I got all this stuff going on in the background. Me and Nicole are working on stuff. We're doing a lot of work in the, trying to get things going. And then I've got work and kids and everything else. So I just get inundated with things, and Discourse Syndicate's growing. I mean, we're exploding. We're trying to get the network thing together. We've got all the scheduling. By the way, if you go to discoursesyndicate.network.com, which is kind of a long freaking deal, you can actually see the website is starting. So maybe I wasn't supposed to tell that yet. I don't know, but it's out there, and you can see the schedule and people's lovely faces and everything that we're going to start putting on there.
Cool.
So Addie, thank you for all the kind words about the community development and whatnot. And we're glad we've got you with us. You've been a plus in the community, that's for sure. And you and I are gonna continue to help grow the community together. And I think that our next, I think that our convention is going to be a splash, bro. I think we're going to freaking knock it out of the park, and next year we're going to have a badass convention.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about your app. I want to find out some more about your app and the technicals about it, about what it's actually going to do for people as far as teaching them about T-shares. You told me that it's going to help people to learn more about T-shares and have a better metric on the T-shares and the value of what it's worth, before and then when they're ready to, end their stake. I think that's what you were saying. You were trying to explain to me how this is going to work, right?
The story is very confusing.
Okay.
Because what happened is we were simplifying the experience of explaining Hex to somebody, and even trying to reach some sort of ultimate onboarding tool that wouldn't use a lot of words and wouldn't use a lot of numbers, because that can be scary to people, especially if they don't have all kinds of time to be learning about Hex. We wish that everybody was excited to hear the doom and gloom story about how the fiat they've been saving their whole life, it's not going to work out for them. And, there's something way better, and it's not Bitcoin, it's something else, and it's Hex, which doesn't mean curse, but means actually blessing. And there's interest. Some people don't even know what interest is. They're like, what? So there are a lot of layers to that, right? And but the idea was, how can we simplify the onboarding experience and then build onto it from there in a way that's gamifying things, a way that keeps people's attention for as long as it exists, right? Some people's attention is short term. Part of my thesis work was understanding impulsivity and attention, and that comes up in making investments. You have to be impulsive enough to take the dive, but then you also have to be looking at things in a smart way, or taking calculated risks. So So I think that was one of our goals, was to come up with a simpler method. What we discovered, though, is that there are, basically in reducing it down to a more simplified version, what we found was that we discovered a better way to understand how T-shares are basically decaying over time. They're basically the amount of T-shares that you have when you started, the T-share count that's not a super accurate representation of how much more time you have with that money printer, right? And so that's the part that we're ready to share now, is kind of a little bit tangential to the actual thing, because part of the point of the app is for people to just do it and see how simple it is. So some of the notes that I was taking here, RG3, while you were explaining the case for T-shares, is that, believing there's a difference between like getting people up to speed with what we know about Hex being a good thing and allowing them to have the experience of staking and then participating in the community. And so for a number of people, like giving them the experience as quickly as possible I think is going to be highly effective. So we could compare it, for example, with learning how to read. So people learn how to read by doing it, right? And that's one of the insights that we've had, is that in order for people to really understand the power of T-shares and the power of Hex, wouldn't it be great if we had a way to onboard them in about 2 to 3 minutes from fiat to T-shares, right? And so being able to limit the choices for people, at least when they just hit the first screen. On the first screen, when people go to tshare.app, they will not be overwhelmed by numbers or explanations, but they'll have a way to have a limited set of choices, to make those choices, to get a T-share, to get part of a T-share, and then they can get more advanced once they've already experienced success within the first 3 minutes. The problem with how I onboard people is I talk to them for hours until I'm blue in the face because I'm so excited about all the game theory and, everything I've learned, my experience. I could talk forever. I do. We do 5-hour Quant Gang streams every week, and then I do more streams on top of that, right? So there's too much to say about Hex. And so giving people that experience within 3 minutes of getting the job done, then they can come back around and learn as much as they have time for. But as the world is reopening, there will be more and more people who will appreciate getting involved in Hex, taking only 3 minutes instead of 3 hours.
And sometimes we could talk people out of it in those 3 hours.
Correct.
Overload of information.
Information overload is a thing that many people experience more and more these days, right? So it's going to be nice to have a tool where people can just send one link, and then the link is going to do the rest of the work. And so it's really what we've created. And so the reason why I'm holding back on like giving like a concrete walkthrough of the app is because I made an agreement with the dev that I'm working with that I wasn't going to, that I wasn't going to get ahead of ourselves, because it's not good for either of our mental health. And so people I think are gonna understand once they see it. But ahead of time, we still want it to be kind of like a big reveal, like an Apple event, that sort of thing. But at the same time, we want to answer any questions about like security and trust and all that kind of stuff, because it's going to be really easy to tell that how secure it is, because it works a lot like go.hex.com does. So go.hex.com is a front end for the Hex contract. It's a user interface. It allows the user through the MetaMask browser or lots of other browsers. If the one most people in the community uses metamask.io, and it allows you to have that box that you fill in, like how many days, how much hex, to connect to your wallet. And then go.hex.com isn't it's a decentralized application in a way, but MetaMask is what handles the security. So whenever you hit create stake or end stake or whatever you're doing at go.hex.com, then MetaMask pops up and says, do you really want to do this? This is what's this is the action that you're trying to take. Are you willing to sign off on that, right? And so that's a pretty powerful security model that lots of DeFi uses, is to have that decentralized application that you're using that's really like a website, basically, that you're going to and then interacting with your MetaMask contract. Questions?
Well, I guess there's going to be a lot of questions. The thing that's interesting to me is the onboarding process. So is there a lot of hoops to jump through to get an app that can onboard from fiat to hex? Is there a big hurdle to jump through? Has that already been jumped through?
So the first thing I think that we were paying attention to was, what's the user psychology going to be onboarding? So the first step that somebody reaches is not, let's do this clunky, unpredictable fiat to crypto transaction. That's not how we start. Most people start that way, right? When I onboard somebody, I say, well, how much is it you want to put in? 10,000 or 100? Okay, well, then I guess we'll go with Coinbase, but turn off your notifications because they're going to show you shit coins. All of a sudden, right off the bat, it's like they're having to interact with something that I don't particularly like the best, but it's like the best option out there. Or maybe we'll go to Gemini if you have 10,000, but it's just, and then they have to do the full KYC AML, right? They have to send pictures of their butt to the CIA and give up their whole genetic code just to prove that the government can track them, right? And and so that takes a while, and then the account has to get approved. Coinbase doesn't allow you to send more than, or by $100, $200 a week or something for most people.
Yeah.
Which that's okay, but it's just so unpredictable that even as somebody who's probably an expert, to some degree in crypto, I don't know what the latest rules are with Coinbase for
just
an
to
account
let you
that's
know,
brand new.
The best way to move through Coinbase is through a wire transfer.
And then that's a whole thing, right?
Yeah, then you got to walk down to your bank. You've got to set up the contract. You've got to sign the paperwork. You've got to get your bank to do it. The good thing about that is that it's done, if you do it before a certain time, your bank processes the transfer. It happens right away, and then Coinbase releases your funds right away to you also.
So what we're teaching people when we do crypto, or when we go do fiat to crypto as the first step, is that crypto is the problem, because they run into friction and all they know is fiat, and then they think that crypto is the problem. Whereas if we back people into the process and we say, how long do you want your stake to be? And we get people excited about, or don't even explain it, and we just say here are 3 choices. Pick one. And then there's a fun way to do that. So there's a 15-second game that they play, and then they decide between 3 different choices. And then now it tells them, this is how much you won, how many t-shirts you won. Oh, cool, good job, confetti, yeah. Now it feels like you've already won something. Are you ready to claim your prize? Sure. Okay, well, here, why don't you hit this button on MetaMask, and you can put in your debit card, no KYC, and you can buy a certain amount of crypto that way. I always thought that button was broken when I tried it, and I thought MetaMask just sucked. But recently I realized that I was using my debit card as part of my Apple Pay wallet, as part of my Apple Card instead of just part of my Apple Wallet. And so when I selected a different card that was the same card, then it worked in about 60 seconds. I had ETH. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. That's going to work for a bunch of people. It's not going to work for everybody. It's not going to work for people who are going in for $10,000, but it'll work for some people. That easily, where it's just as easy as ordering something online. You just punch in your debit card unless it's already in there, and then you make a small purchase of ETH. Right? And then there's going to be a button to swap for Hex, and then there's going to be a button for, get your T-share prize out. If they run into friction on the fiat side of things, they will have already made a decision about how much crypto they want and feel like they're part of the crypto side of things, because the app is already showing this is how many T-shares you get, like, good job, you got them, blah, blah, blah. And so now it reverses the psychology to say, oh, wait, so I know what I have, what crypto I have mentally, and now I just need the money to go into it. Wait, why isn't the money going into it? Why do I have to wait a week? Why do I have to do all this other stuff, right? So I think it's going to remove a lot of the friction, or at least stop blaming crypto for the friction.
Yeah, and that's going to be the tough one, is trying to get people to not blame crypto, when in all actuality, it, like you said, the friction is with the banks, is with the fiat itself, and that's where the friction comes from. Because once you do get into crypto, it's and especially if you're in DeFi, it's very, very easy. Especially if you're using DEX and you're using Hex, it's like, wow, other than having to pay ETH fees, it's very, very simple.
Yeah, exactly. So the way that we program the app, I think, will frame how people think about a potential getting stuck point. And so that's like a minor point, I guess, but I still think it's pretty important. I think there's lots of things that we've planned for to kind of deconstruct the onboarding process and to put it back in the order that kind of is going to work best for people, even if they don't know why. Because it's not like, really what we're doing, we're creating a tool that people can use without having to go back to the person who's onboarding them. So literally, however long it takes you to send one text message, you could have onboarded, you may be able to onboard people that simply. That's what the hope is, that people will be able to onboard. If they have a debit card that works with MetaMask, like mine did, they will be able to onboard 15-second game, then MetaMask 1 minute to buy the ETH, then less than a minute to swap for Hex, and then you hit the stake button.
Now, Maddie, are you talking about the onboarding tool that's already there in MetaMask? And I forget the name of it already. What is it called?
There's they use Transact and Ramp, and it depends what country you're in and that sort of thing.
There was one that I used one time, and it worked a couple of times.
Transact, yeah.
No, there was another one.
Wire.
Wire, that's it. So I used Wire, and it worked once. Great. It was awesome. It was boom, boom, and I was in ETH. I was like, whoa, that's the way it should be done. And then I tried to do it again, and Wire made me KYC, wanted me to do the whole thing, and then it turned into a big mess. And so, but that was way back in the Wayback Machine, year ago or more. So I guess they've added more on-ramping platforms, I guess. Is that what you're saying? That there's other things other than just Wire?
Transact is the other partner that they have, other than Apple Pay being teamed up with Wire. So, it's gotten better, right? Remember, MetaMask Mobile didn't exist when Hex was launched. It came out that summer after, right? Half a year in. So, that's why I'm glad they're still upgrading.
Yeah, and it's a good it's a good tool, and because there are, a lot of us, when we talk about security, we talk about keeping your crypto off your wall, off of your phone, and those kinds of things. But some people actually out there, that's how they do their crypto, especially around the world and other countries. They use their phone for their crypto because they may not even have a computer, and they need to onboard through their phone, and having those apps and those onboarding tools are important. So, I've got to check it out again. I've got to check out Wire and this Transact. I never even used the Transact. All they had at the beginning was Wire, and it was kind of hokey. Like I said, it worked. I was like on it, and it worked. I was like, wow, this is the way to do it right here, And then it changed, and it was kind of a pain in the ass. But cool. So it sounds like you've got your head wrapped around that, and you'll be able to onboard people right through MetaMask. And then boom, once they get their hex, your app is going to take them and show them how to stake and what their T-shares will be worth and those kinds of things. Is that what you're saying?
You won't have to say a word.
You won't have to say
It'll
a word.
just work.
It'll just work. Okay. Well, I mean, you couldn't be more vague than that, but I mean, yeah, okay. If it just works, then cool.
But it's simple, right? Like what we're doing, we're sending data across the internet. Like we've gotten so used to overcomplicating and like discovering new parts of like what is a T-share year. That's a way that you can represent how long all of your T-shares can last at their current rates. Like there's so much stuff to explain in Hex that I think once we see the bare bones, how to get people in, because once people have experience using Hex, then of course they're going to buy more. It's teaching them how to save for the rest of their lives, right? It's giving them something that they haven't experienced before. When people, I don't know, when the first car came out, like, people had to see it to believe it. I mean, it's a totally different experience doing something than just hearing about it, than understanding it at an intellectual level versus actually doing it yourself and feeling like you succeeded at a task. And then, I mean, really, Hex takes care of the rest. And the Hex community, I mean, it's going to be so easy to onboard people because what it is the best crypto around, the best currency around, right? So
good.
Like Robinhood doesn't have a monopoly on gamifying things, right? Like
no.
Thank God, because they like turning off the buy button and tricking people into thinking, they're doing a short squeeze and sticking it to the man. Occupy Wall Street 2.0. Well, yeah, but whoever gets the last laugh are the people who can see your orders before you execute them and who are secretly using a spread to collect their fees besides running your pockets, trading with supercomputers before you can get your trade in and that sort of thing. So it's like, it makes me sick, the legacy system. So that's why I'm glad we can figure out what works in the real world and then make it better and then put it into Hex.
Well, DeFi has definitely come of age.
Sorry.
And
the comments, they're like, make funny faces. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's a good idea.
I know they're all over here on the chat. So, okay, so do you have a date yet, or is programming still going on? It's going to be a future thing, or are we going to see this soon?
Probably next week.
Next week. Okay. So by Vegas then.
And yeah, I mean, like I said, people who are already in Hex, there will be things for you that haven't existed yet in a front end. And so even if you're not new to Hex, there will be plenty of reason to check it out.
Right on. Well, we'll be looking forward to it. And
awesome.
I anything out there that can onboard people easier, simpler, make people not hate crypto, I'm for. I really, really am.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to say, I got to throw a quick shout out. I just got a text from my little cousin, MT Crypty. Hello. I'm glad you're watching. She's finally watching the stream. She doesn't watch it all the time. She's watching the guy. So anyway, shout out to you. Yeah, she's doing well. I've got her into Hex, and she's been in for she got in sub, I think we might have got her in before a penny or right at a penny or two.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah. Oh, there she is. Hi, cuz. Hey, she's in the chat room. Look at that. I won't say what you just said, but she's nice, great. She's actually getting ready to go all in and pulse. She's done real well in her life for a young lady, so I'm proud of her. And now she is a hexagon. She's ready to roll. She's getting ready to kill pulse. That's going to be cool. So anyway, Nicole, Nerd Girl.
Oh, hi.
What's going on?
About me?
No, didn't forget about you. Sitting there with your pretty little captain's hat on, looking all excited, listening to us yap. What's happening?
I don't know, a lot of things. So obviously, like you already shared, that I'm going to be taking over Discourse Wednesday nights. That's exciting. I'm still going to be doing Saturday mornings as well. I really wanted to have an evening somewhere, and you were like, I want to lose one of mine. Which one do you want?
I didn't say it like that.
I know.
No, it was time for me to step back a little bit so that I can get some more work done for us in the back end, because get more work done anyway. Yes, because we've got a lot of stuff going on, and I've got to get things done versus streaming all the time.
I know. And like you and I feel like we talk every day pretty much, because it's always like, something.
I mean, we've got some exciting shit going on. You've been bringing some cool, exciting stuff to the table. This next one, I can't wait to go do this meeting that we're going to do. That's going to be very, very, we can't talk about it yet, of course, but it's going to be cool.
It's really going to be cool. I'm excited.
Really cool.
I'm excited about a lot of stuff that we have going on. So actually, this is so weird, but you guys are both in the Cutthroats room. So you guys both know about this, but do you remember when I first proposed the idea? I was like, we talk, building bridges is about talking to other communities.
They came and ate you up.
Yeah. And so I'm like, what do you guys think? Like, the community that's been like kind of following me around social media lately and asking me to come talk to them is SafeMoon. And it's because of, the things that I said about them on BitBoy's stream. And so I was like, I was ignoring them at first. And then I was like, God, like, that's totally like against everything that I am about, like if I just ignored people who were controversial, that I never would have talked to hexagons. And not like because yes. But I was like, how can I really do that? Like, they're people, even if I'm never going to buy the project, even if I, completely think that it's BS, right? Like, establishing bridges doesn't mean that I'm asking people hexagons to walk over it. It means that it puts one there so that people can walk over it the other way. And so, the room kind of flipped out. I got millions of DMs, like so many DMs, and then RG comes in. He's like, no, I think it's a good idea. They do have an active community, So at the very least, it will get a lot of people on the channel and introduce them to some ideas that they've never thought of before. So that's happening on Saturday morning. And I'm looking forward to it. I've been preparing for it for a couple of weeks. I don't think I'm going to let you guys down.
Never have.
Thank you. And then was really weird. I had someone who was a hexagon or is a hexagon SFT on the show that was doing a SafeMoon fork. And it was the Rhyme Sick coin. Where we were talking, everybody was kind of flipping out, and I asked about the multi-sig, and the whole kind of thing just fell apart. And what's really interesting is that just a couple of days ago, the guy who was on the show, Static G, sent me an email or sent me a message in Twitter oh, you were right. The whole coin, and actually I'm sharing this now publicly for the first time. Not that anybody from the RSC community is watching, but just in case anybody ever comes across this, I have information that anybody who invested in the project should know. The whole thing fell apart, completely didn't work. There were critical errors. And the guy, Static G, had said that it was the other person, the developer's fault. And then he was asking me if I could put him in touch with anyone to discuss helping him create a new coin that he could launch within a month. And I was like, are you insane? Like, you just had this whole thing fall apart, and you think now that you're gonna like find a new developer and launch a new product within a month? Like, no, that's not. He's like, I said that he had money to put into it, and I was like, listen, what you need to do is buy hex, tell your people to buy hex, like then you'll get a copy of the hex on the Pulse chain, and then you'll be able to reimburse the people who put their money in to your project. And he basically like shut that down. No, maybe you could put me in touch with the developers from Hex because I have ideas about changing the world. And I was like, no, you're an idiot. And then the next day, the other person, the developer, wrote me and basically apologized for the whole thing, said that he was trying to make something work and wasn't able to, and that he was completely done promoting anything other than Hex or Pulse.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So who knows what really happened, but I kind of wanted to like unburden that a little bit. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I'm still glad that I had them on the show, because maybe there were people who were watching it who were invested in that project who took a second look because of it.
Yeah. And I think that your show and us, bringing other crypto communities in, not only do we get to build that bridge and show them what Hex is, but we can also expose faults or weaknesses or things to look out for in other projects, because, we're very astute when it comes to what a real crypto should look like, and exposing those things and asking those hard questions, which you are extremely good at, is important, especially for this community, especially for building those bridges, because it's one thing to build that bridge, but it's another thing to make people want to walk over them. And
if you are like completely closed and, all you ever do is shout about how such and such is a scam, then the people who are part of that community are going to be way less likely to ever even consider joining ours.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you figured out the crypto tribalism thing that a lot of people get stuck on, and so I commend you for that, for sure. And it's like, it's not popular, right? It's not popular.
I'm not even popular within the Hex community.
So, well, the idea of ending, crypto tribalism, like, that's all some cryptos have. They don't have good code. They don't have good devs. They don't have good founders, right? All they have is their tribalism. And
and they're very aggressive with it, and strong and wrong doesn't make you right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Hold on one second. Okay, KNTX, let me bring the show to a screeching halt so that I can start answering your text messages. I'm sorry that you're having trouble right now working in the background trying to set up your stream for tomorrow, but I'm actually doing a live stream right now. So when I get done, I will get back with you. So quit texting me. I think we're getting double streams. Something's wrong again with our Restream bot. I turned off the Twitch. I turned off the YouTube. I'm looking at it right now. It's all turned off, bro. So
does that mean double the super chats? Is it a multiplier?
Can I silence my own self? What's that now? I'm sorry.
I was joking.
Oh, and then I have another thing to tell you guys too. So I was hiking and I met someone. He was like a traveler, and he is a travel influencer, travel and fitness influencer with over 100,000 followers on Instagram. And he became a Hexican. And and he's going to come on the show a week from today. And then right after him, I have another guest coming on. I just booked it. I don't remember who it is. I'm really tired.
Nice. Now you sound like me. I brought the right person in, that's for sure. Because I don't know. I think I have a guest on Monday, and I think I've screwed it up. But
yeah, who is
anyway.
That? Man. Oh, wait.
Well, Nerd Girl, I've been super curious to ask you. I haven't had a chance to ask since you went up against BitBoy twice. What that was like. I guess, however people want to describe it, I would say.
I was really excited. I basically decided before when he invited me on to his show, I was like, I am going to win. Like there's no, like, and just all week I was like, you're going to win, you're going to win, you're going to win, you know? And there was no like second guessing, what if I don't? I was like, no, I'm not going, I'm going to. And I like harassed his producer all morning to give me the question, like be like, oh, okay, is this gonna be asked? I was like trying to stay super on top of all the news, like so that I would have the best answer possible for, you know, for anything that might come up. And then I don't know, 2 or 3 hours before the stream, they sent me the questions, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just happened to have done a DD on SafeMoon like a few days ago for work, so I was ready for that one. And then the other two, I was just like, I kind of winging it. Yeah, but what was it like? I was really excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. You crushed it, and so well done.
No, I'm invited back, so maybe I should try to schedule that.
That's what's amazing. So your stream that you had him on, he basically exposed himself as a paid shill. He went into detail about it. I guess maybe that's harsh words, but I mean,
how did you get him to tell the truth?
I just asked him questions.
He just started talking. And he just said, you know, he just like, somebody called him AKA Captain Deflection. He was just kind of trying to deflect things, but he was exposing himself with, you know, situations where people had offered him money, people that were paying him money, things that he was shilling, things that he was, you know, allowed to talk about, and you know, basically said that he gets paid to do what he does. But
I don't think that was ever a secret.
No, but just to have him actually say it. I mean, it isn't a secret. And we know a lot of them are paid, but I mean, he just kind of revealed it all and just kind of, you know, the emperor has no clothes right on stream with you is what happened. And it just was like, wow. And I mean, he's the number one influencer in the crypto space as far as numbers go, not as far as information goes, but as far as numbers go.
Yep. He talked himself into a corner when he was explaining why he wasn't up to speed on Hex, right? In the interview that you did with him on this channel, it was so masterful and beautiful. I'm not sure if you had the master plan all along or if it just kind of happened that way, but he walked right into it. A centralized list is all he uses.
And this is
wrote the questions.
Now this is part of it, but I don't want to take anything away from Nicole, but this was part of what was going on with his mentality at the time. I know that he was just I think he was a little taken back by you, and he was just talking, and that's, I think, kind of what happened too. It was easier for him to open up.
Yeah, I made him comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, though he doesn't seem comfortable, his body language definitely doesn't.
He didn't on your show. It wasn't on your show. He was squirming. Yeah. So, but they've invited you back, and you beat him up the last time you were there. And,
I mean, he's been great about it, actually, because I kind of got attacked, like, you know, from some influencers who are like really big fans. And it's understandable why people would want to defend, you know, the person who has helped their channel double in size or triple in size or whatever. But he was like, he said, I don't have a problem with anything that you said or did. I thought that you were well prepared, and like, it was just, you know, he's been cool. And
it doesn't hurt to have the Hex scoreboard behind you too. I mean, it just makes it all that much easier.
For sure. Yeah. So yeah, that was, I don't know, and then I got really upset because I got attacked on Twitter like a couple of days after that BitBoy thing, and it like just totally like threw me. Everyone's quiet. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. You're
texting Ken.
I was texting Ken, and that was that. I just wanted to end that. So I had to tell him, fuck you too, because he said, fuck you. So I said, fuck you too. So there you go. Well, actually, he spelled it wrong. Well, he got spell checked, and it said guck you. So I said, guck you too.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, so that's over. he's done. It looks like he's got his shit together now. I'm glad your stream is going to be fine in the morning, Knipples, and you've interrupted us 5 times. So anyway, well, I think you're doing a great job. I think that you reaching out to the other communities is important. No matter how much pushback you've gotten from all of us and how much help you haven't gotten from all of us. And, you know, I knew that meme is funny, but it is what you have to deal with all the Hexkins and the Hexkin community. So
sure.
My hat's off to you for not only going out there and facing the crypto community and the maxis, but also doing it and facing the Hexicans, because I think that you're right in the middle of all of it and you're doing a great job. So I appreciate you and all the work that you do. So
I feel like I thrive in controversy.
yes, you've done well in it. And
thank you for your integrity. Straight up, like, thank you for that, and for, you know, setting a good example for other people about how they can, you know, just lead by example and be accepting of all people, because at the end of the day, that's helping with onboarding as well, right? When you're out there showing people it doesn't have to be us versus them, we can have a win-win-win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, you know what? I wanted to ask RG this. It's not really like a discourse. I mean, I guess anything. We can talk about anything, right? Mm-hmm. I guess, like, so RG is kind of the person who brought me back into Hex. And, like, how did you know that I was, like, a natural, like, that I would fit? Or were you just kind of, like, shot in the dark?
So the only reason you and I became friends on Twitter, I always looked for very interesting, very intelligent, real people. I always call them down motherfuckers, because like I've been on the streets. I grew up in the streets of LA. So I know a lot about people and their personalities and who's bullshitting you and who's not. And one of the things that I really liked so I just saw on Twitter all the time, and I saw some of the things that you were posting, and I saw some of the things that you were doing and saying, and you were just very honest. You were like a very real person, and you exposed yourself, and you exposed yourself for being who you were, and you didn't waver. You know, whenever anybody came up against you, or somebody, you never shilled anything or simped on anything, or you were always yourself. And I said, okay, well, I got to make friends with this person. So I made friends with you. And, and we had a Twitter, thing where we'd post on people's posts, and we had some cool, fun out there on Twitter. And then I didn't even realize that you were, this quasi influencer within the crypto space. And then as we started to build, I just said, she's got to know about Hex, and I know she's going to be open to it. And then you were at first, and we did a show with your friend Seth. Was that his name, Seth?
I think first I came to.
At first, you
Discourse.
You came to Discourse. We had you on. You asked some hard hitting questions, and at the time, we were all pretty new, and you asked some hard questions, and we answered them, and you weren't received well because you did the same thing everybody else does. You ask those questions. Where's the ETH going? And where's this happening? How's that doing? And all the typical questions that everybody asks. So but I didn't take it from you as you were trying to FUD the situation. You were actually trying to get the answers to the questions. And then what I really liked is that when we answered you, you went back and you said, hey, this is really not what everybody's saying it is. There are some things here that I need some deeper answers to. And then we had another stream where we actually came on your show.
Yeah. Before that, though, I was on the stream with Seth, and he wanted to talk about me being on the stream with you guys. And like he was saying, saying both of those things. And I caught one of the things, like, so are we all of a sudden like pro SEC, or like, what is there some hypocrisy going on here? Maybe
you're like, wait, this is DeFi. Yeah. This is decentralized. This is immutable. This is crypto, right? Are we not all crypto? And he was like, yeah, you're right. And at that moment, and that was actually the moment, Nicole, that was a moment when I said, yeah, see, she even goes up against, when she does get information, her worldview does change, or she does question something. She even took it to her partner and said, no, wait a second. And you asked him the hard question. That moment right there, I knew, I said, this girl doesn't waver. She She speaks
I must
truth.
be a Mexican.
She speaks truth to power, no matter where it's at. If it's her friend, if it's her foe, if it's her, to be enemy, to be friend, she speaks truth to that power and says, hey, this is what I know. I'm asking you this question. Do you know the answer to it? Well, if you don't, I do. And that's what I appreciated. And I said, we got to have her. She's got to be a Hexagon. And that's when I started pursuing you more to bring you into the community. You started doing some stuff with us. And then before we knew it, you were part of the whole, once you started getting involved in Hex, you were just like, hey, this really is what you guys said it was. And you changed your worldview. And now you're a full-fledged Hexagon.
Yeah. Yeah. Hex is my biggest position.
And you've even confronted Richard.
Yeah. What do you mean confronted him?
Well, you've asked him some pretty hard questions.
Yeah. Well, I ask everyone the same level of difficulty questions, I think.
And that's the answer to your question. Question is why? Because of who you are and what you do. So that's why you're part of us, and we brought you in.
Well, I got super lucky.
I think we did too. Everybody got lucky in this situation.
So, yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
So
I have a hexagonal shaped shell from TJ Maxx, and I need
we're losing you.
to move this book. What? Sorry, you guys.
You were cutting out.
Oh, okay. I said I got. Well, I'll grab it and show you.
Cool.
It lights up, or is it a shelf?
It's a shelf. I need to put it. I need to move.
You just cut your mic out.
Yeah.
There you go. Are you wearing like a little navy skirt too with that whole thing? Is that like a little navy outfit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know why. Just seemed like the thing to do.
It's cool. Nautical, the whole nautical thing works here on the pirate ship. It does.
Actually, so I saw this hat and I was like, what it was reminded me of was that, like, Richard had that like hat and the Hawaiian shirt and some like GIF, and I was like, I need that hat.
Yeah. Motley's got a hat like that too.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Because he's a Navy guy, so I think it's part of their uniform. The whole, Anyway. All right. So Wednesdays, Nerd Girl's coming on. Maddie and I are going to be talking more. Maddie, I talked to the guys about Friday night. We're going to do the FN Hangout in Vegas. Did we even should we talk about that on stream here, or did you know about that?
Really quick, I remembered who my other guest is for next Wednesday, and I have to tell you guys before. Scott Cunningham. So you guys know who he is off the like top of your heads?
Sounds familiar.
He was someone who early on was like it had bought Hex, and then he sold it and wrote a paper about like why I sold all my Hex. And then he has gone on several like live streams with people and talked about like negative things about Hex. And then he and I have just stayed friends because like I don't care, like I mean, I'm not going to stop being friends with someone because they chose to hold a different currency. But like he had me on his pre-recorded show. And we were talking about it, and I was like, you actually don't know what you're talking about. And so he's going to come on, and I'm going to tear apart his paper.
Nice.
Well, that's not being very bridge buildy.
No, he's cool with it.
Right on. Well, good. Well, maybe you can help change his worldview, and he can write a new paper on why Hex is awesome.
Yeah.
Are you going to have him read your layperson's guide to the Hex smart contract?
Yeah, I already sent that to him because like I was
tearing apart his paper, and I was like, here, look at mine.
I think maybe you ought to do a stream where you read your layperson's guide to everybody so that we have it recorded and they can just listen to it at any time.
Do you think I should do it like the ASMR style?
ASMR.
Like with the long nails, like tapping the microphone.
Well, no, don't get too silly with it. Don't
No?
no.
It's kind of long to do that way.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry I interrupted, guys. Okay, Vegas. Woo! I'm going.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll get to hang out with you in Vegas. That's going to be awesome. The stream. So the stream we're going to do Friday night. Did you know that?
What stream?
Yes.
From Vegas?
Yeah, we're gonna live stream with oh gosh. Yeah, I'm forgetting everybody's name. I got so many names to remember.
Yeah, so we can I know like it wasn't clear if we were announcing the details of that yet or not, but either way, I know it's your thing. So,
well, we're gonna do the FN Hangout down there in Vegas, and we're gonna be bringing Hexicans on, and me and Maddie will be sitting there with our two hosts who have a studio.
T-Money and Lewis.
So T-Money,
freedomtv.info
and Lewis. T-Money. How can I forget T-Money? So T-Money. He sent me a picture of a T-shirt though that wasn't. It was a Hex T-shirt, but it wasn't our Vegas T-shirt.
I know.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. So T-Money, they got a studio that we can sit in, and then we can bring Hexicans in who want to come join us, and we can just do kind of some interviews in the room with everybody. Me and Maddie will be sitting there doing the FN Hangout with everybody from Vegas. Whoever wants to come jump on the stream, we'll have them there. So it'll be a cool deal. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's gonna be fun.
I think I'm gonna do a live interview on Saturday from Meow Wolf.
Yow Wolf?
Meow Wolf.
Oh, Meow Wolf. Meow Wolf. Okay.
Yeah. So Meow Wolf responded to my tweet, and we're gonna talk.
Nice.
It would be cool if we got like Meow Wolf first to become Hexicans. Wouldn't it?
Yeah. Now, what's the difference? So let's talk about that real quick. What's the difference between being in Hex and being a Hexican? There's a difference, right? I mean, it's one thing to have a bag of Hex or to own Hex, but it's another thing to be a Hexican, right?
I mean, no, I think that it should probably, I think that you're like, if you hold Hex, like we should count that person as a Hexican. But I guess I would say that like people who just hold Hex as an asset among many, smaller positions don't really identify with the, Hexican identity.
They're just Hexers.
Hexers,
I guess. Okay. I don't know that we should use qualifying words like just, because it's exclusive. It's exclusionary and doesn't make people want to get involved. I don't know. Also, because I'm still a multi-coiner and probably always will be.
Yeah. Then there are Hexicans that do that. So, I mean, here we go.
What do you think? What's the difference between being a Hexer and a Hexican?
Well, I mean, owning a coin is one thing, but being part of a community is another. I mean, that's what we all are here. We're all part of a community. I mean, we stream for free. We educate for free. We market for free. So we're part of a community. I mean, this, when Hex was launched, it was, you weren't going to expect the work of others, right?
Right.
So you have to go out and do the work. So the people that went out and did the work versus the people who just bought and held the coins are the true Hexicans, I think. I think that being part of the community, and that's what that means, is that you actually went out and you did the work, and you went out and helped promote Hex, and you went out and tried to teach people and set up streams or set up blogs or vlogs or whatever it is out there. Some of our more successful Hexicans, we don't hear a lot about here because they're super famous. Super Hex is he's probably our biggest influencer to date, and he's got 21,000 followers on TikTok. and none of us even have close to those numbers. And he's tearing it up on TikTok.
So maybe people who have Hex who mint their own community, maybe that's what Hexicans are.
Community minters.
Yeah, we've minted our own community. Yes, we have. There you go. I like that. We minted our own community. So anyway, all right, guys, we'll be on for 2 hours. Does anybody have anything really, really important to throw back out there?
If anybody's coming to Vegas,
stake wisely. What was that?
If anybody who's coming to Vegas, we're gonna go to Meow Wolf on Saturday at some point.
Okay.
What is that? Like
poolside?
Meow Wolf isn't a pool.
Okay, I thought you said you're gonna have Meow Wolf on the stream.
Yeah, at Meow Wolf.
Okay, so now I need to know what the hell is Meow Wolf?
You don't know? You've not been paying attention to me.
I don't know what Meow Wolf is.
Okay.
I've seen tweets about Meow Wolf, but I didn't know it was a place.
Okay, so Meow Wolf is a large-scale interactive art exhibition that has a really heavy narrative component. So I first stumbled on it. I was driving from Colorado to Arizona with my friend, and we were like, let's do something weird. And we're driving through Santa Fe, and we just Googled weird things to do in Santa Fe, and the first thing to come up is Meow Wolf. And we started looking at it, and we're like, man, this is amazing. It's so cool. And it's just this, I don't know, it's some combination of escape room and Disneyland and Alice in Wonderland. It's it's an immersive art experience. And it's they turned an old bowling alley into this just huge museum. It's got hundreds of hours of content written in there, all these different storylines crossing. And then they opened a second location, and it's in Las Vegas, and I've never been there. So I'm really excited.
And that's what some people refer to as Area 15. Is
Area
that right?
15. Yeah, Area 15 is the part, there's other stuff there. Meow Wolf is just one exhibit. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Yeah, I was learning more about that already, and I didn't know that that's what it was called. But
do we have some time on Saturday, Maddie, to put that into the schedule?
We can. Yeah, we could discuss it with the other people who are facilitating the planning and find out what Nerd Girl has in mind, and then let the community know.
I mean, you guys know that I don't even have a ticket for this thing, so I'm just totally gonna just do what I want. The whole time, but I was just saying.
Maddie's gonna kick you in the balls.
I know he is.
He's gonna kick you in the balls.
Hey, I'm just coming to Vegas to hang out with my friends.
Okay, well, Maddie's still gonna kick you in the balls.
Everybody else out there, don't come crying to me when there's no room for you in all the venues. You're gonna be crying outside with Nerd Girl, and that's okay because she's really awesome. So.
I'm not going to be crying outside.
So let's make this the last word. If you have the balls to call yourself a Hexican, you're a Hexican. I think that's about nailed it down. That's it right there. There's no more need to be said. And with that, I'm just going to go outro.